Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but we did a little bit of digging, and it seems the Model Y launch series does have a little bit of demand, maybe even potentially 20 to 30,000 orders, or at least pre-orders. Of course, it doesn't count until it's an actual delivery for the Tesla Model Y Juniper refresh. So we're going to get into that, plus a variety of topics. But thank you all for jumping by. Thank you all for coming into the stream and everything. Of course, usually this is where I run my intro really quick, but it seems like I don't have it. But usually this is, thank you all for dropping by. Today's video is partnered with my Patreon. You can definitely check out the link down below in the description, where you can get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there with all the best interest rates for financing a new and used Tesla. And on top of that, it's also partnered with Mint Mobile, where you can save money on your mobile phone plan for as low as $15 a month, but more on that later. So let's take a look at this. So we did a little bit of a sleuthing. We took a look at some of the forums of the Model Y Juniper. There is a waiting room. So if you've got a Model Y Launch Series edition, you can actually go to Tesla Motors Club. They've got an actual waiting room where people are chatting back and forth to figure out what type of status, who is getting a VIN, who isn't, what state are you in, and everything. And so we actually did some backtracking and found that the earliest VIN is 123657XXX. Before that, I was actually finding it was like 123667XX or 667XXX and things like that. And so take a look at your reservation number, because that could give you some insight on what place or what part of line you're actually in for the Tesla Model Y Juniper. And so if we were to take a look at this, the one I found was 12366, and some of the recent ones that we found are like 12368, as seen in this screenshot right here. So 12365, between 12365 and 12368, that's what, 20 to 30,000 orders, give or take, potentially, that Tesla could have for the Model Y Juniper Launch Edition. So potentially there could be a good amount of demand. Of course, not crazy like the China market, which has like 170,000 orders, but of course the China market has had the Model Y Juniper launch, at least the pre-order page, 2 weeks before, because theirs was launched on January 10th, and of course the US market was launched on January 24th. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. If you want to take a look at some of these threads and see all the comments and questions and back and forth and join in on the waiting room yourself, definitely take a look at it. I'll post it in the link down below. But let us know, what is your reservation number? Have you received a VIN? It seems like yesterday there was a couple different posts in which people were posting that they got their VIN, but on top of that, it seems like it was a massive glitch because Tesla took away all those different VINs, and so it seems like it was a little bit early and no one actually has a VIN for delivery on the Model Y Launch Edition. But let us know what your thoughts on it, and I want to know, well, if you're not buying a Launch Edition, what's the reasons why? Is it because it doesn't have a performance version, it doesn't have the 7-seater, or do you want a different color, or is it just simply you don't want full self-driving and the expensive cost on it, or anything like that? But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We get into our next topic. We all love saving money, right? And we hate overpaying. That's why I'm excited to be partnering with Mint Mobile for our daily live streams. How much are you paying for your mobile plan? And what do you actually get? Speed, coverage, data access to 5G, unlimited talk and text, and mobile hotspot even? Well, Mint offers all of these features for as low as $15 a month. They're built on the nation's largest 5G network and keep costs low because they can sell directly to you online and cut out the retail stores and salespeople. Switching is easy now with digital SIM cards. I just switched my second line to Mint, and I did it all online without going into a store. If your phone doesn't have an eSIM, Mint will ship you a brand new SIM card for absolutely free. Don't be duped. Go to trymintmobile.com/DennisCW, also linked down below in the description, and stop paying more than you have to for your phone plan. It only takes 15 minutes. And right now, new customers can get any plan for just $15 a month when they purchase 3 months or more, and that includes the unlimited plan, which is normally $30 a month. Thank you to Mint for partnering, and let's get back to the next topic. Thanks for that, everyone. Alexander, thanks for coming in. And River, thank you all for dropping by. What's up, Alexander? Thanks for coming in. When do you think the normal refresh Y is going to be for sale? Great question. It seems like I don't think it doesn't appear like the launch has this much demand. I mean, what, 20 to 30,000 orders across the United States? I mean, that's great and all. And maybe all of it was like white interior, or a lot of it was. But I imagine launch is going to be lasting 1 to 2 months tops. And so if deliveries happen in March, maybe of course they'll deliver through March, and then maybe in April. But let us know what your thoughts on it. I think I'm going to try and collect my thoughts on the non-launch and like the pricing, and is it the most important part for a lot of people, is it going to have a 7-seater? And we'll make a video about all of that. But I want to hear what you guys think on potential pricing. When do you think it's going to be coming out? April or May? Or are we sticking to that June for Juniper as we used to talk about for a normal launch refresh Model Y? I don't want full self-driving tied to the price of the car. Yeah, it makes sense, because if you're someone that only keeps cars 3 to 5 years, you're going to be way ahead just by paying that $100 subscription. If you're someone that keeps it a little bit longer, then maybe there's an argument where you'll keep the valuation of it instead of trying to just pay for that subscription and you don't get anything for it. And this next topic, Tesla has released a brand new video from their engineering and design team that has basically told all and given us a little bit more insight on the new Model Y refresh Juniper that is coming out. Sorry for posting this. Tesla has posted a new video, design and engineering walkthrough of the new Model Y. You can find this video on X, you can find it on YouTube as well, and pretty cool video. I tried to watch it pretty quickly, but here's a list of everything you need to know that was posted in that exact video. Best-selling car just got better, redesigned, more unique personality, new light bar for the wider, more planted look on the road. And pretty cool because Franz called it like an afterburner type of effect look with it. Increased efficiency, 10% real world efficiency with Reserve components, new tires, lower rolling resistance, better handling, and reduced noise. All suspension design, improved riding comfort, and impact absorption. Quiet and comfortable, more ride, 20% more or less road reduction with acoustic gas and upgraded seals, more insulated, energy efficient HVAC system. New lighting, we already know this. Expanded trunk, 30 more cubic feet of storage, and power folding second row seats with added versatility. And the list goes on and on, but really cool to see. If you want to watch this video, it's on the Tesla channel where you can see it directly of all the different things that are actually out there. We've got some new pictures as well of the Model Y reveal event from Hong Kong. We've got this nice ultra red on the right side, and I believe that's Quicksilver, right? It kind of looks like, it's tough because Quicksilver kind of looks like Glacier Blue in some light, but sometimes it's also like not a Quicksilver type of look. Tesla's new Model Y features acoustic glass to help reduce cabin by 20%. It's just one of the several improvements to make the cabin quieter and more comfortable. I really can't wait to drive one of these, and maybe that's coming soon, as we have placed our order for one as well. And so hopefully, fingers crossed, it comes pretty early in March and we can take delivery. Tesla says that the new Model Y rear spoiler is made out of new thermoplastic material instead of metal. That sounds even better when it comes to repairability. On the old Model Y, you would need to replace a whole new hatch if damaged that area. Well done. On top of that is, if you notice from the trunk basically ends right here. And so in the other old Model Ys, there was a metal part that was underneath as well, that if it got damaged, it would have to be replaced. But now this whole plastic one piece is repairable and replaceable. And also, if you damage it, it's plastic instead of being paint and a colored metal, which needed to be repainted. So really cool to see. We've also got new crash videos. That was in the video of that Tesla posted as well. We can see of all the different crumple zones. And of course, I'm not an expert on crash vehicle ratings, but very interesting to see a Model Y being crashed, especially a brand new one that isn't even out yet. The new Model Y tires might be the most efficient ones Tesla has ever made. Lower rolling resistance, better handling, and less road noise. But I don't know if Tesla's made tires, because they don't make tires, right? Of course, they work and engineer with the tire companies to make, design them. So maybe that's exactly what he's talking about there. But very interesting. But road noise, yeah, I can't wait to see this or experience this, the road noise being reduced by 20%, because that is one of my gripes with Model 3s and Model Ys. It's a little bit uncomfortable. Well, the new one, it actually is is much better, but suspension, the wind noise vibration from the older ones is definitely something you have to get used to. And I remember a time when you could buy like these door seal kits for the Amazon, from Amazon to put on like everywhere on the Model 3. And we went through like 3 or 4 different types of those, and it really didn't make any sort of difference. But I guess it was fun to try and install those different things on there. But really cool to see. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what you're thinking. This is definitely an interesting time with this changeover of the new Model Y and the, of course, old and busted legacy Model Y. We can see that inventory for the old Model Y is actually selling. It's either selling or Tesla could be taking it offline to reproduce and put some different discounts or incentives on it. I mean, right now we are still seeing discounts in the $6,000 to $7,000 range on Model Y long ranges and Model Y performances, like this one right here, a long-range all-wheel drive with a discount of $6,930. If you want to find our full list, definitely check it out. Link down below in the description on our best deal spreadsheet. And the beauty with these, like some of these that have $6,000 to $7,000 off, this is before the Tesla referral code discount, just like the one down below in the description, where you can save an extra $500 to $2,500 off of a Tesla vehicle. But to give you some frame of reference, or I guess my prediction of what could be happening in the next month or two. I mean, we are going to be coming up to the end of February, which we always see more activity in terms of incentives and discounts. Be on the lookout for Thursdays, because that's when Tesla likes changing things up and like adding a different incentive or anything. And of course, March is the last month of the first quarter. So I do expect Tesla, if they're going to be doing something, they will be doing something in mid-February, which would be this coming week, or maybe even the week after, with any sort of promotion to really clear out the old legacy Model Y before the new one actually starts to deliver in the March timeframe. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. All right. UCI, I ordered a launch edition, got notice a couple days ago to start my registration process. Yes, actually a bunch of people got that notification yesterday. And so let us know where you at and what's your reservation number. Travel guy, thanks for coming in. Is the Model 3 rear-wheel drive a better loan deal now? No, it's about the same. It's still 5.99%. It's not a good deal at all, but you could lease it, which actually in our deal spreadsheet down below in the description, we keep track of lease rates, and the Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drive actually no, is not a good lease, 5.93. You're better off doing a all-wheel drive at 3%, unless you bump up to a long-range Model Y rear-wheel drive. That's a 2.38% interest rate on a lease, so that could be a better deal. Krypton, is the Polestar 3 deal good? It's the car good. I think the car is fantastic. It is a higher payment though, because yes, it's advertised at $599 a month, but if you actually were to put true money down and taxes and fees, everything, it's more than likely going to be closer to $700 to $800 a month, which puts it in like the Model X range. You have to kind of be aware of that. Easy, they may have some leftover launch editions, and they will decide to incentivize them, like Foundation Cybertrucks that haven't been sold with the free wrap upon purchasing it. Yeah, good point. Izaya. We could easily see that, but we probably won't see that until like June or maybe even September. Lucas, Model 2 just launched. Nice, Lucas. We keep moving the goalposts for sure. Didn't the leases get cut? They actually did get dropped, but the payments are still, the interest rates at least are still high. So they probably affected something else on the back end with one of these different time interest rates or things like that. Because there's a lot of different numbers that comes into play with leasing. It could be like residual values, of course, the interest rate, incentives, and other things, fees. Well, no, fees are pretty much locked in, but they could have affected the residual value, and that could have changed the payment. And really that could lower the payment by $50 or something like that. In this next topic, there was actually a crazy feature that was actually released or discussed in one of these Model Y engineering videos that some people might have missed. I definitely missed it. And that feature is that Tesla has added in-cabin 4D radar in the new Model Y. That sounds very interesting. And so if you actually watched the video, I actually didn't, but here's a breakdown from Tesla Newswire. It enables passenger classification, detects and classifies occupants by size to optimize airbag deployment, very interesting. Child presence detection, coming in keyorder 3, it will detect if a child is left in the second row. That's actually a pretty good one. And some other vehicles have that actually, but they do it by weight, I believe. But really cool to see that. And so if maybe there's a safety feature there. Life-saving features, monitors heart rate and breathing, opens windows, calls 911, turns on HVAC, and sends alerts. And so this really goes to show like your Tesla vehicles are getting smarter and smarter day by day. And they think about all these different wild things using the in-cabin camera technology. Airbag precision, it greatly improves airbag and restraint system accuracy for enhanced safety. So really cool to see all these different things. Let us know, what do you think about your camera, your in-cabin camera on your Tesla vehicle, watching you and analyzing you as you drive around or sit in your vehicle with all these different cool things. But really cool to see that they're trying to make it more useful and a safety feature at the end of the day. But let us know what your thoughts on it are. Chuck, Dennis, can you please tell your listeners to help South Carolina, our state blocking Tesla, but can push our lawmakers with writing them to support the following bill? What do you mean by, are they blocking like dealerships in South Carolina? That's not good, I guess. But maybe it's because of like dealer laws or something like that. But if you're just joining in, welcome. Model Y Launch Edition. We did some math on the back end of some of these forms in like the waiting room. You can see it yourself on the Tesla Motors Club. If you're waiting to buy or waiting for your Model Y Juniper, you can take a look at this form as well and interact back and forth with people that also have reservation numbers and everything. And we were able to dive in and figure out that some of the early RN numbers or reservation numbers is 12365 or 66, and some of the more recent ones are 12368. So one could assume from that, there's about 20 to 30,000 orders for the Model Y Juniper. So there is some demand for this Model Y Juniper. Of course, not as crazy as China market with 170,000 orders, but still, I mean, we're still very early on, only 2 weeks in, while China is like almost a month in on orders. And so that could have certainly had a different effect on that. In this next topic, would you buy this $29,000 new Tesla Model 3 or potentially under $30,000? In the Mexico market, there is a Model 3 that is basically being decontented and defeatured. Think of it like a Model 3 rear-wheel drive, but even more stripped out and decontented. No LED ambient lighting, textile cloth seats instead of like the vegan leather or soft leather, whether it is. No heated and cooling seats, no heated steering wheel, way less speakers, 9 versus 17. Of course, probably no sub as well, and acoustic glass only on the front windows. And the biggest thing is that rear passenger screen, the one that shows that your passengers in the back seat can actually tinker with, that will also be removed as well. And so would you buy a completely severely basic Tesla Model 3 in a certain market if it actually came out, if it came out in the US? Would you be willing to buy for something like this for like $25,000 to $30,000? Because I would imagine they would really have to create a price separation between one of these vehicles, because now like some of the cheapest Model 3s that you can get is like $31,000 to $33,000, especially if you use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description. But if they release an even more basic one, that could be an interesting proposition for sure. And so I want to hear from you. Would you buy something like this? I mean, I guess I would dabble too if it was like a $199 or $100 a month lease, because then it would really make sense and really pay for itself in ROI as a Tesla vehicle. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. Wanting to bring more jobs to South Carolina, we should encourage economic growth in our state. Please do the right thing and co-sponsor H3777. Thank you for your consideration. Yeah, I guess take a look at it and see if that jives with people that are watching from South Carolina. Raphael, these car notes are between 1 to 1.4K is normal. Are you paying that much per month? For which vehicle? For like Model 3, Model Y, it definitely isn't 1 to $1,400 a month, but for like a Model Y Juniper, yeah, it gets up there for sure, just because it's a 60K car. And so if you're leasing it, that's closer to like $1,000. If you're financing it, because the interest rates are 5.99%, it does get pretty rough, especially if you're not putting like 20% down as like recommended from financial advisors. So certainly it can get pretty high. Oh, interesting. Oh no, that's on the, I thought the referral. Oh, Did Tesla just bring referral discount back? Oh, not applicable. Okay, so we have a check mark here, but it says not applicable. Applicable. Yeah, so if you look at some of these financing, yeah, the payments do get pretty high, especially if you, of course, take out the gas savings. You leave the $7,500, you include the tax credit. You can see the payment does get pretty high, especially if you're not putting if you're putting only the minimum down. That is where the payment gets high on, especially Model Y launchers. If you're going to like Model S and Model X, it gets way higher, and of course, Cybertruck definitely way higher as well because it's just expensive vehicles. And so, if you're going to be getting some of these, you really should be putting 20, 30. Maybe even 40% down, because at 5.99%, it's a pretty high interest rate. Yeah, yes, you could save money by going with a cheaper credit union. There are credit unions that are in the 4 to 5%, and you can get access to a list of those down below in the description in our Patreon link. So congrats on buying your Tesla, or you're about to just buy your Tesla. But now here's the second most exciting part. That's accessories. And there's a ton of accessories out there, probably even way too much. And I try and bucket it into the top 3 accessories that you can get. And that's going to be phone mounts, all-weather floor mounts, and center consoles. A good set of all-weather floor mounts is probably my #1 recommendation. And discount codes to all the accessories that I recommend down below in the description and on our best deal spreadsheet on page 2. Check out this one from Jawa that we use on all of our Teslas, linked down below, or their center console, which I also use on all of our Teslas as well. A must-have because Tesla doesn't come with a center console. But my #1 accessory I recommend is going to be all-weather floor mats, and I bucket it from 3 different options: good, better, and best. The good ones are going to be the ones that you find on Amazon. Better is going to be the ones from like Tasmanian, but my favorite, all-time favorite that we have on our Model X and Model 3 Performance currently is going to be a set of all-weather floor mats by 3W Liners. If you use our promo code down below in the description, you'll find that the price of these floor mats are pretty in line with some of the other ones at a much higher quality material. So thank you to everybody that's used our links to support the channel, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks for that, everyone. So I've got some homework for you all. I just pasted it into the live stream chat. I guess the formatting was a little bit off there, but let me answer your question first. Eric, hey Dennis, thanks for the live stream. Do you think there will be a Juniper Model Y Performance? Has there been any official information or rumors? No rumors, no information. I do think it will be coming out in terms of a little bit later though. I think September of this year. But here's the questions I want you to know. I want to ask you all, and you, of course, you can leave it in the comments on the video. What do you think the price of a non-launch Model Y will be? Do you think it's going to be the same price as it is currently with like a long-range all-wheel drive? So we'll just do it like MSRP prices, take away the savings and things like that. Or do you think it's going to be plus or minus a couple thousand? There's a lot going on right now. Tariffs, tax credits disappearing, things like that. Do you think it's going to be more or less expensive? And Tesla, I mean, on one hand, they're dropping prices like crazy, right? I mean, inventory discounts on Model 3 and Model Y. But on the other hand, they just increased the Model S and Model X by $5,000. So a little bit of a weird thing going on both sides. So what do you think the price of a non-launch is going to be? Number 2, do you think Tesla will release a Model Y 7-seater? Because we have not seen anything about that. I don't think I've heard that at all, but one would think it would come out, but at the same time, maybe Tesla wants to scrap that. Who knows? And lastly, of course, do you think a Model Y Performance will come out? I think yes, but I want to hear what you guys think with that. I know if you owned all the Tesla models, what's the Model Y comfortable ride in your opinion? It's actually pretty bad on the older one. It's bad relatively now. It was a little bit better than the old Model 3. Of course, the old Model 3 was the worst. Then you went to like the Model Y, but now the new Model 3 is actually pretty good. Still not as good as like a Model S or Model X. Of course, air suspension is definitely going to be way better. But thanks for jumping in, everybody. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hitting the like button in the comments and everything. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.